Taoism, also known as Taoism, is a Chinese philosophy attributed to Lao Tzu 500 BCE, which contributed to the folk religion of the people primarily in the rural areas of China, and became the official religion of the country under Tang Dynasty. Taoism is therefore both a philosophy and a religion. It emphasizes doing what is natural and going with the flow in accordance with Tao or Tao, a cosmic force which flows through all things and binds and releases them. The philosophy grew from an observance of the natural world, and the religion developed out of the belief in cosmic balance, maintained and regulated by the Tao. The original belief may or may have not included practices such as ancestor and spirit worship, but both of these principles are observed by many Taoists today and have been for centuries. Originating in prehistoric China, it has exerted a powerful influence over Chinese culture throughout the ages. Laozi is traditionally regarded as the founder of Taoist religion and is closely associated in this context original. Lao Tzu, a curator at the Royal Library in the states of Chu, was a natural philosopher. Lao Tzu believed in the harmony of all things and that people could live easily together if they only considered each other's feelings once in a while, and recognized that their self-interest was not always in the interest of others. Lao Tzu grew impatient with people and with the corruption he saw in the government, which caused the people so much pain and misery. He was frustrated by his inability to change people's behaviors, and he decided to go into exile.
As he was leaving China through the Western Pass, the gatekeeper Yin Zi stopped him because he recognized him as a philosopher. Yin Zi asked Lao Tzu to write a book for him before he left civilization forever, and Lao Tzu agreed. He sat down on a rock beside the gatekeeper and wrote the Tao Te Ching, the Book of the Way. He stopped writing when he felt he was finished, handed the book to Yin Zi, and walked through the Western Pass to vanish into the mist beyond. Sima Quan does not continue the story after this, but presumably, if the story is true, Yin Zi would have then had the Tao Te Ching copied and distributed. Taoism's religious experience. Yu Huang, the Jade Emperor. Yu Huang is the great high god of the Taoists, the Jade Emperor. He rules heaven as the emperor does earth. All other gods must report to him. His chief function is to distribute justice, which he does through the court system of hell where evil deeds and thoughts are punished. Yu Huang is the lord of the living and the dead, and of all the Buddhas, all the gods, and all the spectras, as well as the demons. When he had been a few years on the throne, he retired as a hermit, spending his time dispensing medicine and knowledge of the Taoist text. Yuan Shish Tian Tzun, the first principle. Although Yu Huang is the high god, there are other abstract deities above him. He rules. They simply exist and instruct. First and foremost is Yuan Shish Tian Tzun, the first principle. He has no beginning and no end. He existed before the void and the silence, before the primordial chaos. He is self-existing, changeless, limitless, invisible, contains all virtues, and is present in all places, as well as the source of all truth. San Qing, the three pure ones. These are the so-called three pure ones. They are Yu, Xiang, Jade Pure, Shang Qing, Upper Pure, and Tai Qing, Great Pure. They are believed to be different manifestations of Lao Tzu. They are not rulers, but rather seek to save mankind by teaching and kindness. Each of the three pure ones represents both a deity and a heaven. Yunashi Tzun rules the first heaven, Yu Qing, which is found in the Jade Mountain. The entrance to this heaven is named the Golden Door. He is the source of all truth, as the sun is the source of all light. Ling Bao Tzun rules over the heaven of Shangqing, Diode. Tezion rules over the heaven of Tai Qing, and the three pure ones are often depicted as throne elders. San Qian, the three officials. The San Qian rule over all things in the three regions of the universe. They keep a register of good and evil deeds and award good or bad fortune accordingly. Tian Qian, the ruler of heaven, grants happiness. Ti Qian, ruler of earth, grants remissions of sins, and Shi Qian, ruler of water, averts all evil. Their compassion for all people is unbounded. The San Qian originated in a rite from the time of the Yellow Turban Taoists. Religious teachings. Tao and Te. Tao, Tao, and Te, Day are central concepts of Taoism. Tao, meaning the way, has been described as the divine way of the universe and the unproduced producer of all that is. Te is the power of Tao and the power to bring Tao into realization. It incorporates the belief that human interference is damaging. Being. Taoism teaches that everything has a particular nature. To fight against that essential truth is to welcome unhappiness. Lao Tzu, a contemporary of Confucius, who searched for a solution to the conflict and warfare that surrounded his life, embraced Taoism as the universal regulator of being. Accordingly, he taught that non-being is the catalyst for tangible and intangible entities entering this state of existence. Qi. The flow of qi, considered an essential element of life's continuum, is believed to promote prosperity, good fortune, and health, while simultaneously blocking sickness, conflict, and difficulty. Supporters believe it is the constant ebb and flow of qi that governs the welfare of individuals and the world around them, utilizing a combination of Taoist reality with an active expression of Chinese spirituality.
Sacred stories and scriptures. A story about the use of natural resources. A wealthy man held a great feast. After the duck, fish, and pig have all been served, he stood up and said, "How kind heaven is to humanity, for it provides us with the fish, birds, and beasts to enjoy and use." But a little boy who was a guest surprised them all by saying, "No, you are wrong. Of course we take things and eat them, but this is not why they were created in the first place. After all, mosquitoes, gnats, and tigers bite our skin. Does this mean that heaven originally created us to be the food for the mosquitoes, gnats, and tigers?" Tao Te Ching. The Way to Integrity, in its 81 verses, it delivers a treatise on how to live in the world with goodness and integrity. It is an important kind of wisdom in a world where many people believe such a thing can be impossible. Zhuangzi, also known as Zhangzi, is considered to be one of the oldest books in Taoism. The book is written before 300 BC by Zhuangzi. The first 7 chapters, or the inner chapters, are considered to be part of the original work. The remaining 26 chapters, or outer chapters, are probably written by other authors. All the chapters are dated to be written before 200 BC. The Taoist Canon. Also known as Dao Zhang, it consists around 1,400 texts that were collected 400 BC. They were collected by Taoist monks of the period in an attempt to bring together all the teachings of Taoism, including all the commentaries and expositions of the various masters from the original text found in Tao Te Ching and Zhuangzi. It was split into 3 grottos, which mirrors the Buddhist Tripitaka. These 3 divisions were based on the main focus of Taoism in southern China during the time it was main, namely meditation, ritual, and exorcism.
Sacred symbols and rituals. Yin-yang. Yin-yang means the balance between good and bad. The yin is the dark swirl, and the yang is the light one, and each side has a dot of the opposite color, which gives a clue to the meaning of the yin and yang. It is meant to represent Taoism's way of understanding opposites. For example, masculine and feminine, light and dark. The white part, the yin, represents the good, bright and sunny aspects of life, while the black part, the yang, represents the evil, sinner, and treacherous aspects of life. The symbol depicts how good and evil together complete the existence and are complementary to each other. The yang, the dark swirl, is associated with shadows, femininity, and the trough of a wave. The yin, the light swirl, represents brightness, passion, and growth. 5-element chart. Yin Qi and Yang Qi gave birth to the 5 elements, whose various combinations produce the 10,000 things. The operation of the 5 elements can be seen within the human body, within an ecosystem, or within any other living system. When the elements of a system are in balance, the cycles of generation and control function to both nourish and contain one another. When the elements are out of balance, they overreact on and/or insult one another. The Chow. At the heart of Taoist ritual is the concept of bringing order and harmony to many layers of the cosmos as a whole, the world of nature, the world or human society, and the inner world of human individuals. It is a rite of cosmic renewal, which in itself is made up of several rituals. A short version of the ritual might last a full day and require the services of just a few priests. Rarer, but far more significant, are performances of the full ritual, typically requiring 5 full days and 18 priests, and involving the entire community. Communities might undertake this at intervals of 12, 20, or even 60 years, or might perform it irregularly. Temples typically perform such a ritual on the god's birthday each year. The Lantern Festival. The Lantern Festival is a festival celebrated on the first full moon of the year. It is also the birthday of Ti Ang Guang, one of the Taoist gods. They eat dumplings called Tang Yuan, which represents happiness and family unity. Usually falling in February or early March on the Gregorian calendar, it marks the final day of the traditional Chinese New Year celebrations. Lantern Festival customs and activities vary regionally, including lighting and enjoying the floating fixed held and flying lanterns, appreciating the bright full moon, setting off fireworks, flying drones, guessing riddles written on lanterns, eating tang guang, lion dances, dragon dances, and walking on stilts.
Community of faith, Taoist priests. Along with Han Chinese priests, there are also many practicing ethnic minorities priests in China. Some orders are monastic, while the majorities are not. They participate in meditating and perform rituals on a daily basis. Abbot is a man who is the head of an abbey of monks. They lead many practices and also manage the Taoist monks from sunrise to sunset. Laozi was an ancient Chinese philosopher and writer. He is the author of Tao Te Ching, the founder of Taoism, and a deity to religious Taoism and traditional Chinese religions. He is traditionally described as the founder of Taoism, but modern writers think he is just a legendary figure. Zhang Zhu was an influential Chinese philosopher who lived around 4th century BC during the Warring State period, a period corresponding to the summit of Chinese philosophy, the 100 schools of thought. He is credited with writing, in part or in whole, a work known by his name, the Zhangzi, which is one of the foundational texts. Morality. Tao. The absolute principle underlining the universe, combining within itself the principles of yin and yang and signifying the way or code of behavior that is in harmony with the natural order. It signifies the way, path, route, road, or sometimes more loosely, doctrine, principle, or holistic beliefs. Too much success is on a path to defeat. If the pursuit of development runs counter to the harmony and balance of nature, even if it is of great immediate interest and profit, insatiable human desire will lead to overexploitation of natural resources. Follow the earth. The Tao Te Ching says humanity follows the earth and the earth follows heaven. Heaven follows the Tao and the Tao follows what is natural. Taoists therefore obey the earth. The earth respects heaven, heaven abides with the Tao, and the Tao follows the natural course of everything. Humans should help everything grow accordingly to its own way. Taoists believe we should cultivate the way of no action and let nature be itself. Value of life. Taoism regards life as the most valuable thing and pursues immorality. Life can be prolonged through meditation and exercise. People should train their will, discard selfishness, and seek to be a model of virtue. With high moral sense and good exercise, one can maintain energy throughout one's life. To achieve this, Taoism stresses the need for a peaceful and harmonious environment as a very important external condition.
To sum everything up, although Taoism is one of the smaller religions, consisting of only 12 million people, it is still known worldwide. Many people relate Taoism back to one of its most popular sacred symbols, the yin-yang. And although it is not the entirety of Taoism, it still represents many Taoist beliefs. Taoism has different gods that are worshipped, but most of their sacrifices and worshipping went towards the 3 pure ones and the 3 officials, although there were many other gods as well. Their overall belief and principle was that everything had a particular nature, and to fight against the essential truth is to welcome unhappiness. And finally, Taoism, or Taoism as pronounced, is a philosophical, religious, and spiritual belief system that is one of the 3 philosophical teachings, which also include Buddhism and Confucianism.